Did you take a 300 blackout, such as this, and fire it into your wife Maggie's leg, torso, or any part of her body?
No, I did not.
Did you shoot a 300 blackout into her head, causing her death?
Mr. Griffin, I didn't shoot my wife or my son anytime. Ever.
For nearly 100 years, one family name dictated justice in South Carolina's Low Country. Judges knew it. Police officers deferred to it. Jurors whispered it. The Murdaugh family did not merely practice law. They controlled it. For generations, they decided who was prosecuted, who was protected, and who quietly disappeared into the margins of the legal system. But on the night of June 7th, 2021, that legacy was shattered by a single 911 call. A call placed by a powerful attorney claiming he had just found his wife and youngest son brutally murdered on their own property. What followed was not just a murder investigation, it was the unraveling of a legal empire, exposing corruption, addiction, deception, and a man who believed the rules simply did not apply to him. This is the full story of Alex Murdaugh, and how power delayed justice, but ultimately could not escape it. The Murdaugh dynasty began in 1920, when Randolph Murdaugh Sr. became solicitor for South Carolina's 14th Judicial Circuit, a role the family would hold for 86 uninterrupted years. 3 generations of Murdaugh men prosecuted criminal cases while simultaneously running a civil law firm that extracted millions in settlements. This arrangement created an imbalance of power so extreme that locals openly believed crossing a Murdaugh could cost you your freedom, your livelihood, or your life. Alex Murdaugh, born in 1968, inherited this authority effortlessly. He grew up surrounded by judges, police chiefs, and lawyers who treated his family as untouchable. By the time Alex joined the family firm, the assumption of immunity was deeply ingrained, and it shaped every decision he would later make. On February 23, 2019, Alex's youngest son, Paul Murdaugh, crashed the family boat into a bridge, piling while heavily intoxicated.
Paul was caught on security camera in a convenience store buying $50 worth of alcohol that night. He used his brother Buster's driver's license because he was underage. Surveillance video also shows Paul and his friends on a dock. He's unsteady on his feet. There's Mallory with her boyfriend, the last image of her alive.
Mallory Beach, a 19-year-old passenger, was thrown into the dark water and killed. From the beginning, witnesses claimed Paul was driving, yet confusion, interference, and hesitation plagued the investigation. Law enforcement failed to administer proper sobriety tests.
But listen, tror jag är trouble. Hey, what about
There's 6 of us and 1 is missing.
In the hospital after the crash, Paul showed no remorse, even reportedly flirting with the nurses.
To many observers, it looked like the Murdaugh name was already bending the system. The civil lawsuit that followed became a looming threat. Plaintiffs demanded access to Alex's financial records that would expose years of theft, fraud, and deception. Paul was not just a legal liability, he was a ticking clock.
And this tragedy may have been the start of their fall.
But Mallory's boyfriend vents his fury at Paul.
Are you smiling like this funny? My girlfriend goes.
Paul murdered, and they had anger.
That is a courthouse where his granddad and his dad and he had spoken to juries before as prosecutors. He probably had to believe that these are my people. And if I just go up there and look them in the eye and tell them I didn't do it, they will believe me.
Mallory's parents were in court today to see Alex Murdaugh sentenced.
It's an outcome that we were hoping.
That night at the Moselle hunting estate, Maggie and Paul Murdaugh were killed near the dog kennels in an attack so violent it stunned even veteran investigators. Paul was executed with a shotgun at close range, the final blast obliterating his skull. Maggie was hunted down and shot multiple times with a rifle, including fatal head wounds. At 10:07 p.m., Alex Murdaugh called 911. From the very first moments captured on police body cam footage, the cracks were visible. Alex appeared emotional, but oddly controlled. He repeated phrases. He emphasized his own alibi. He casually referenced details investigators had not yet shared. Officers treated him with deference, allowing him to move freely around the crime scene. No gunshot residue test was conducted. His clothes were not immediately seized. Once again, power shaped procedure. But the body cam didn't lie. Alex's timeline shifted repeatedly. His concern seemed focused on perception rather than discovery. And most importantly, he lied about one crucial fact.
I did go get a gun and bring it down here.
It's in your vehicle? Do you have any guns on you at all?
No, sir. It's leaning up against the side of my car.
Okay. You're fine, man. You're fine. Turn around for me.
I don't have any.
Okay. Yes, sir. I see that. Okay. This is your wife and son?
And son.
Okay.
It's bad. It's bad. Check the pulses.
Yes, sir.
For nearly a year, Alex insisted he had not been at the kennels that night. Then investigators discovered a video on Paul's phone, recorded just minutes before his death. In the background, unmistakably, was Alex's voice. That single video destroyed Alex's alibi. The man who claimed he wasn't there was standing just feet away moments before the murders. The kennel video became the cornerstone of the case, proof that Alex was lying and proof that he had something to hide.
Alex Murdaugh's alibi potentially destroyed by his son's own video.
Get back! Get back!
Prosecutors revealing a 58-second cell phone video recorded by Paul Murdaugh directly contradicting Alex Murdaugh's story.
Hey, he's got a bird in his mouth!
Bubba! Hey, Bubba.
It's a guinea.
This is a chicken.
Come here, Bubba.
Come here, Cash.
Come here, Bubba.
Cash.
In September 2021, Alex claimed he had been shot on the side of the road by an unknown assailant.
What's your emergency? They tried to shoot you. They shot me.
Days later, the truth emerged. He had staged the shooting himself, hoping to create sympathy and secure a $10 million insurance payout for his surviving son, Buster. Instead, it exposed him completely. Alex was arrested, not yet for murder, but for fraud, conspiracy, and obstruction.
I'm going down the road. I had a tire go flat. I pulled over, and this car went by me. I didn't pay a lot of attention truck, but then it turned around, came back. Real nice guy, acted like, and I turned my head, and boom.
The 2023 trial was historic. Prosecutors dismantled Alex's story piece by piece, using cell phone data, GPS records, body cam footage, and the kennel video to reconstruct the final hour of Maggie and Paul's lives. Alex took the stand, a move widely seen as catastrophic. He admitted to lying repeatedly, but insisted he did not kill his family. The jury watched a powerful man unravel in real time, stripped of the authority that once shielded him. The courtroom that once would have bowed to the Murdaugh name now rejected it completely. After less than 3 hours of deliberation, the verdict was read. Alex Murdaugh was sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences without parole. His financial crimes added decades more. The dynasty was over.
There is a quick verdict, especially with all of the evidence this jury has heard. It was sort of leaning toward the fact that this would be guilty simply because there was so much to process and review in coming to this verdict. If there was anyone that was on the fence, one thing that strikes me is watching Alex Murdaugh as they read that verdict. We have seen him so emotional in this trial. We have seen him cry from the defense table almost every day of this trial. We've seen him cry from the stand himself while giving witness testimony. It is sort of a surprise to not see more of a reaction from him in this moment. But keep in mind, there is no requirement in South Carolina to prove motive. You don't have to prove why he did it. You just have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he did do it. And this jury said clear and convincingly that that is what they believed. After less than 3 hours of deliberation, they were sure they had a verdict, and it was guilty on all counts. Alex Murdaugh was escorted out of the courtroom. A crowd gathered to ask how he felt about the guilty verdict.
For all of his financial victims, right, those people who had to bury their loved one while he stole their money, or the ones who were suffering from extreme pain, that they could have used their money to help themselves and he took it, they still need their complete justice, right?
I'm really proud of the jury because they saw the case the way I saw it. And I'm just really proud of my state. I'm really proud that justice was served.
The red-headed son of convicted murderer Alex Murdaugh is breaking his silence. It's an absolutely excruciatingly difficult experience. Buster Murdaugh is opening up nearly 6 months after his father was found guilty of slaying his mother and brother.
Guilty verdict.
26-year-old Buster was a presence throughout the sensational trial that riveted America.
Every anxious, negative emotion is going through my mind at this point. I'm trying to take it in. I'm trying not to break down, trying to hold composure.
The Alex Murdaugh case is not just the story of a man who murdered his wife and son. It is the story of what happens when power goes unchecked for generations. For decades, the Murdaugh name operated above accountability, shaping investigations, influencing outcomes, and bending the justice system in ways most people never see. That culture didn't begin with Alex, but it ended with him. And when the pressure finally became unbearable, when the lies, the theft, the addiction, and the exposure converged, Alex did what he had always done. He tried to control the narrative, believing his influence could once again shield him from consequences. But this time, the evidence didn't care about his last name, digital footprints, body cam footage, and a single devastating cell phone video stripped away the illusion of power piece by piece. The kennel video wasn't just evidence, it was a moment of truth, capturing the exact second a carefully crafted lie collapsed under its own weight. If you believe power should never place anyone above the law, and if stories like this matter to you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive investigation.